Good morning. Well, it's day 4 of Vlogmas, and Donald is hunting, so I am just here this morning. I got a few minutes before the kids get here. I thought I'd go ahead and shoot this video and just let you know what's going on day 4. I'm getting ready for my tea. This is my little advent calendar that one of my little granddaughters packed for me. So we're going to go in here and see what today's tea is. She usually puts 2 teas in here. So this is the Life Plus Style Gourmet Joy Candy Cane Chai Tea, Black Tea, Peppermint, and Masala Chai. So that's what's in here this morning. So that's what I'll be having for tea this morning. I'm going to pick out the Rejoice cup today. We're rejoicing because Emmanuel came to earth. Donald usually drinks out of this cup. It's one of his favorites when I get the Christmas cups out. I've got some little honey stirrers right here. One of them is broken because I dropped it on the floor in my clumsiness in the morning. But I'm going to use one of these to stir my tea this morning. It is very, very cold this morning, but we did not get the snow that was expected. We were supposed to get a lot of snow. It turned out being mainly rain, which is a good thing in a lot of ways, especially if you have to travel to get back and forth to work, or if you're doing any kind of travel at this time of the year. Later in the day, yesterday, it did pick up a little bit of ice in the rain, but that's it. It wasn't the major storm that we thought it was going to be. Now, up where my family lives, the snow covered the ground, so they got technically their first snow. Let me see if I can open these stirrers and let's see how they taste in tea this morning. I still have been trying to decorate. It should be the 12 days of decorating around here. It's taken me so long to get decorated this year. Once I get decorated, I'll have to leave it up till the end of January just to get the full effect of it. That's how long it's taken me to get through some things. This is the little gingerbread stir sticks. Now this one broke because he's the one that fell on the floor. When I broke them, when I dropped them, they fell face forward. And so I don't know if any of the rest of them are broken or not. Yeah, looks like the second one's broken too back here. It's not going to matter when I put them in the tea. It's not going to matter if they're cracked or whatever, but they were really cute. I thought it'd be a good treat to have on cold days for the tea. The little gingerbread stirs. I got these at Home Goods. And they're honey flavored. That's what they are. They're honey stirs. And they were $4.99, so they wasn't real expensive. Just a cute little treat. Now I got to get him out of his bag and get him in the cup. I save these. Does anybody else save these? I've got a whole jar of these. I learned to save these from my dad. They saved them growing up, and I save them. All right, gingerbread man, let's put your pieces in my cup. Well, if you break them, this is what you get. So I just get a head, a body, and an arm here. And then I'll just shake the rest of them in the cup. That's funny. Waiting for the water to get finished boiling. And then I'll have this good cup of tea this morning. Okay, our water is finished boiling. Make our cup of tea this morning. I'm slow to even wake up and get going. I have got to prioritize and see what needs to be done next. I spent time with the grandchildren. They spent a night with me in several days, and of course that's just a blurry of fun and love, and so I don't get much done around the house when that happens, and that's perfectly okay, because to me the memories mean more than the house. You know, I just having fun with them, taking care of them, and just making pancakes and all the things that I do when they're here. We had a good little stay together. But the calling for the severe weather, it interfered with a lot of the plans that they had. So some of the things that were supposed to happen didn't get to happen, and that's okay. That's just how it is sometimes, especially here. Here where we're at, we do get snow and ice storms, but there's a lot of ice. And that's what makes travel difficult. People are like, oh, the South, even Southern Appalachian, oh, they're so... closed down whenever the little thing of winter comes, and then in other places there's snow up to the door frames, and they're saying, and they still carry on. But the whole difference is, in the snow and the ice, is snow, you can blow it away, you can remove it easily, and, it just piles up on the side, and you can move on with your business. But ice, there's not much you can do about ice. My lips feel tight even though I do have something on them this morning. I've been wanting to have chapped lips this year. It's been one of the worst years that I've had that issue. Of course, I have plenty of things for it. It's just, I notice it whenever I go to talk with you. Well, yeah, the ice is almost impossible to travel on because, you slide. You can put snow tires on when you have snow, and snow plows can remove it. But when you have ice to deal with, it's a whole different ball game. They try and scrape the ice away, but of course it'll melt during the day when the day warms up, and then you've got a sheet of ice over everything again. So that's what happens here for us, and the reason that plans are canceled whenever there's a threat of a severe storm. They call it a storm. You never know what you're going to get, rain, snow, or ice. They try to guess, but they don't always guess it right. Well, I've got, I think, 2 major things I have to do in my Christmas decor. That's going to happen in the next few days, and one of those is the putting up of the nativity. We've got a beautiful nativity, and Donald built a cachet. I know I want to call it a manger, but the manger's the little thing that they laid Jesus in, that Mary laid baby Jesus in, that little cradle. That's the manger, and the whole other thing around it is just, I think it's called a cachet. It's just like the little barn where the manger's at, the little stable. So I usually take down this Lord's Supper right here, and take, enough of these things down so that I can put that stable up and then put the nativity scene. Last year, little Stormy helped me. Whatever grandchild is here will help me, and I'll take all of this down. And of course, I'll film it and show it all to you, and it goes right here on this shelf. this big shelf that's over our couch, which I use it like a mantle. I don't have a mantle in here. I don't have a fireplace. But I just put the TV on the fireplace channel on YouTube, and then it just looks like a beautiful fireplace burning, and they have a lot to choose from. Look how pretty they all are. And here's a Christmas one with stockings. I think that's pretty. And then here is just like a burning fireplace. It sounds realistic. It's just a realistic photo or filming of a fireplace. And so I just turn that on if I want that atmosphere. The tree is surviving well. The cat has been in the tree, and Madeline, she has been wanting to take an apple off and play with it. But other than that, the tree is faring well. I still have got to put the extra lights that I got for the top of the tree, and I did find that extra set of lights right here, and so I am going to put those around the top of the tree so that it's just a little brighter up there. It's not lit up quite enough up at the top, so I'll be putting those on and getting those situated. But it's surviving. It's surviving the new cat, and it's looking good. One of the other things that we'll have to get busy decorating is Candy Cane Lane. Now, Candy Cane Lane is just a little section we've got in there in the living room. In the kitchen or dining area. And it's a little wine shelf that I got from my sister years ago, my sister and brother, and we decorate a Candy Cane Lane. Now, this sign is way too big to go up over Candy Cane Lane. I've got a little small sign that I use, but I am thinking about taking this down and putting this big Candy Cane Lane sign right up over this door, and it'll be leading into Candy Cane Lane. That's where Candy Cane Lane will be. Now, the kids always love to help me decorate Candy Cane Lane because they like to eat the candy canes. Let's be honest. It's because the candy canes are there and they're good. I make a really big deal out of Candy Cane Lane because it's part of my grandchildren's memories, and I want them to be excited about Candy Cane Lane. So we make a big deal out of Candy Cane Lane. We have a lot of fun doing it. We make hot chocolate and put candy canes in it to stir. My one grandson loves to do that. That's like, he does that every day. He makes himself a hot chocolate, and he puts his little candy cane in there and stirs it around so to have a good flavor. And he has done that every day since I've got that stuff out. Well, I've got to get all that cleaned up, and during the normal decorating, there's all the cleaning that has to be done, all the household chores and things that still have to be done on all of the decorating. So it's slower than usual. So, yep, that's one of the two things I got to do. I've got to put up the nativity scene and put that across the mantle. Put Candy Cane Lane in the dining area on that little shelf area. And I also have to do the front porch. I certainly do. I've got to do the front porch. I just, a neighbor came over to tell us an update on her dad. And she was standing on the porch, and of course I invited her in, and she said, "I love your porch decorations, especially the fall decorations, the Thanksgiving decorations." And I was like, "Oh yes, I have got to put up the Christmas wreath." The fall wreath is still out there. I think we set the pot of sunflowers that were up on that shelf outside. And then there's a Christmas tree on the other side. So we've got a juxtaposition going on that I've got to get out there and remedy. I do have to decorate the front porch. I'm still behind in that. But I'll be able to do that in just a few days. Now, the little amaryllis that I got from Tractor Supply, it is blooming. I'm not happy with it because it's supposed to have a long stem. Evidently, this little amaryllis had been kept in its box way too long, and so now it's blooming real short down on the little short stem. Though I still love the blooms and it's pretty, it's not blooming quite the way it's supposed to. Now the two that are stacked on the books here, this is the kind of stem that it's supposed to have, this long stem right here, and there are going to be 2 blooms. This one's going to bloom twice. I'm not sure where I got these. I don't know if I got these at Sam's or if I got them at Home Depot, but I think it's Sam's. But these are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and I'm just rotating these so that they can get the even sun here. That one's doing really good. I haven't taken them out of their containers because they felt more sturdy to me just staying in those containers. This one looks like it's getting ready to open up. So I'll be decorating the porch sometime in this Vlogmas video all the way up until Christmas Day, probably to the end of December. Now right here beside the TV, I don't have everything completely finished. Right here is my bowl of heart-shaped rocks that stays out all the time. And of course I've got a whole bowl of little heart-shaped rocks that my family have picked up because they know I collect them. They've picked them up for me, and they're in this bowl that's made out of stone. And these stay in the living room here all the time. But I added some just some red Christmas bulbs to it to make it look festive. And so I've got this here in front of the TV, and then right here is the crystal tree that I made last year. I have a video on it, and it was the first one of these that I had ever made, and I pulled it out, and of course I had to wipe it down some. And so this is like a little crystal corner right here on the where the TV stand sits. Now this was for autumn. It's the autumn orchard, and that is a scent thing that you just put reeds in. I think I'm going to take that away. It's still putting out scent, but I don't want the autumn scent. I'm going to change it around and make something with oranges and cloves and has a really good Christmas scent. I'm going to change it around. Now last year, me and my little grandson, my sweet little grandson and I went to Habitat for Humanity and picked up some of these glass things. My tea is smelling really good. Yeah, I got some of the glass things in their little glass section. You know, they have all kinds of glass things there. I think people don't use a lot anymore. And this is like just a little flower bowl, or maybe like you would put a betta in, maybe a little fish bowl. It's just a little glass bowl, not expensive. Now this is an antique sugar bowl, but you need one of these, something like this, that's got the little handles that make the little arms for the snowman. And so that's an antique one. This one I thought would be perfect, but because of the way the handle's raised up, it was a little bit hard to get this little candle holder. This is just a little round votive candle holder. We turned it upside down and we siliconed it in. There's a lot of glue on this because I had a 6-year-old helping me with this. I sure did. And they go glue crazy. They like to use a lot of glue. So we got this put together. I've got to wipe it down. This is just a little votive candle holder, and this is a toothpick holder, which made a perfect hat that I just turned it upside down and we glued it. And there you go. You got a little snowman. Now you can put white fake snow in between each one of these if you want to, and it'll make it even look more like a snowman. But we just went ahead and used the basic design. I'm going to take this cloth and just clean it up a little bit. It's been sitting out all year. I liked this little snowman so much and had so much fun making it with my little grandson that I left it out all year. Well, I'm going to clean it up and put it back over there. I'm just going to stick him right back in his little spot that he was in over here where near the crystal tree. And then here's the crystal Christmas tree. I'm going to put it right here. It does slide around a little bit. I might have to figure out how to put something under here that keeps it from sliding. because that wouldn't be good if somebody bumped into that thing and it slid off. It would probably just break and make a mess. It's not quite perfectly straight because this is the first one that I was making. The little cat closed herself up in the bathroom, so I had to go let her out. But yeah, this is the crystal Christmas tree. I've got a little bit of battery operated lights. I thought I would try it, but I'm going to wipe this tree down. I'm not going to put it under running water because I'm not sure, I don't want water trapped in the little cracks and crannies of it. So I won't be putting it in running water, but I do have to wash it down, especially right in here. It's looking a little not as quite as shiny and crystally as it needs to. But anyway, I am going to get those battery operated lights and see if putting lights on it makes it look dramatically different. The cat is just jumping all over the place. So that's the little crystal tree right there, and here's my piece of de resistance. I told you that I could, the piece I could not resist. I bought this crystal nutcracker, having it in mind to put it right here near all this other crystal glass stuff. Now he's not going to be front and prominent, so you're not going to see him as much. I think putting some lights here will help. But he'll be right here beside of the TV, and he'll be shiny with a few lights. I think Biscuit has the zoomies this morning. She's been running around like crazy, just playing, entertaining herself, and getting herself into trouble. She notices these new light bulbs added here. Now over here, this is the entrance way, so there's a lot of things I've got to take back. I've got some mini blinds. We had to replace the mini blinds here on our windows, and when I went, I got the wrong size, so I've got all those mini blinds I got to take back right here. And then we've got baby wipes and all the things you need when you have a handicapped child. We've got all those things that are over here, and I've got to clean this area up, so it's not really showing this off at its best, but this is how it is right now, especially when they stayed over and I needed some of this stuff out. Then I always have the hand sanitizer, which is right here, and I have a lot of it for guests and people that coming in. So this is not ideal, but it's still where I wanted to put it. This little crystal area, I think when I get the lights on it, the little strand of battery operated lights, that this will look exactly the way it should. Now, we've been reading in the Bible a chapter every day up until Christmas Eve, and then we'll have read the whole story about Jesus' birth and about everything surrounding his birth in that chapter. Now here it says in Matthew 1:21, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. And then just a few verses down it says in Matthew 1:23, behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. So we are reading in Matthew all the way up until the story of all through the story of Jesus. Thank you for joining me today in day 4 of Vlogmas. I hope that everything is going as you plan on your holiday plans around your house. I hope you got decorated and plans to see family and join together and celebrate Christmas. Now, I didn't get near what I wanted to get done today, and I didn't have as much to show you because my plans got straight a little bit and I had extra time with the grandchildren. But it's still a wonderful time to me. I've got a time to go ahead and get some of this mess cleaned up. It's a whole progress, a whole act in progress here to get this all done. I appreciate you joining me and let me share it with you, for you hanging in here with me. I hope you have a great day today. I hope this encouraged you to go ahead and make something or do something and get ready for Christmas, even if it's just putting out candy canes in a dish or whatever it may be. I'm so glad to share this with you. Stay tuned because for the whole rest of the month, I'll be trying to have a video every day for you. I may get a little behind here and there, but hopefully I'll get caught up. And I just want to share with you the whole month of Christmas. Now, it's not always pretty, but it's always happening. Thank you for joining me today. And like always, until next time.